So, the Aerialwitz here. In my most unusual location, which is just different location. We still got our pictures here. I don't know. I just left a picture of Judith. Kaylee Fleming. I always forget the actress's name. Kaylee Fleming. I should remember that name. She's doing well. Let's see. I don't know if I'll change the picture. For now, she'll get her promotion. So this video, I tried to do it in different forms in the past, where I actually put out a video saying, let's do a Q&A. People enter their questions in question form. But I'm going to give you guys incentive because we're actually going to go through your comments that you've left on my videos. And then, if you want to have more questions answered, I'm going to try to do this once a week, depending on how people send in questions. Just try to get some hype over the new direction The Walking Dead's taken. I thought episode 6 was really good. I like that they have this new direction on the characters. We have the focus on. A lot of people seem to agree in my most recent vlog. A lot of people were enthusiastic about the vlogs I was doing. And, you know, that's good. I might not be doing the reaction videos anymore, and you know what? Maybe that might change. Maybe I'll do one for, like, the finale and the premiere. Somehow I avoided copyright on the the episode 5, season 9, the Rick Grimes final episode. I have no idea how, because usually that stuff gets, like, detected by YouTube immediately. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm still sticking by my stance that I'm kind of just taking a break from the reaction videos, maybe for the season 9 finale or maybe for the season 9 mid-season finale. But if I do them, it'll just be me. It won't be my whole cast. I only gathered them together for Rick's final episode just because, well, it was Rick's final episode. As I had mentioned, they're very busy, but I don't want to get into all of that right now. This is information that you guys more or less already know. I'm going to get into your comments that you've left. What I'm looking at, I don't know if you can even really see it. You probably can't. This is just all of my comments that I've received recently, and so they're on different videos. Like, for example, this PlayStation 4 update video where, like, it was taking a long time for a file to download, and this video that always gets views, how to access Nuketown Zombies, that I made in 2012. Apparently a lot of people are having problems with that. I don't know. I have no idea. It's been up for years. Comments on some of my other reaction videos. Comments on my Halloween costume cosplay guide for Negan. Not sure if some of you newer fans knew about that. I actually made that back Halloween 2016, back when Negan had his big, smashing debut, no pun intended. And so he was a big, popular, up-and-coming character. SNL, Dave Chappelle had done a segment on him, and, 17 million viewers for that season 1 premiere. He was pretty popular, I would say. So I put together a guide for all of the essentials you would need to be Negan. So anyway, let's get into some comments here. And some of you guys are regulars, so you're going to get your shout-outs. And if you comment with a question, I will elaborate on it and, of course, give you another shout-out. So we have Ian Mordaunt. I hope I'm saying your name right. We need you to keep doing your Walking Dead vlogs. Love your passion. Well, thank you. It means a lot to me. Like I said, I'm glad that you guys are still sticking with me because I was concerned that the Walking Dead community was going to be more or less extinguished with just everything going on with the series, especially Rick leaving. So I was kind of concerned that you guys would bolt from the channel once we thought Rick was going to die. Let me just say, like, I said this in my post-reaction thoughts video, but I think the sparseness of the details that we had over Rick Grimes created this circumstance where there was a lot of trepidation. Meaning, we didn't know, all we knew was that Andrew Lincoln was leaving some point in the middle of season 9. We didn't know at the time, we didn't know what episode, we just knew he was leaving. So everyone was like, oh my god, Rick's dead, the show is over. If it hadn't leaked, which, again, I had also spoken about with the spoilers and the people who spoil them, I'm not going to give them credit here, but I think that if they didn't leak it, because the whole marketing strategy that AMC put together, I believe they did that in response to the leak. The whole tune in for Rick's final episode, and these are Rick's final episode. Like every time you would see an ad on AMC for season 9, they were promoting the fact that this was Rick's final batch of episodes. So, basically, sorry, spit on my computer screen. I don't like looking at that. So basically, everyone was really depressed going into this, and they were holding on to a secret this whole time, and they didn't want anyone to know, and they wanted to pair off the circumstances, because think about it. You watch the end of episode 4, where Rick falls off the horse and gets impaled by the rebar. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, what did they just do? Their main character's about to die. What the hell is going on? Then episode 5 happens. He gets saved in the helicopter by Jadis and the helicopter people, whoever the hell they are. And then there's the announcement with Talking Dead, which you kind of have to watch hand in hand because you wouldn't know that there's 3 movies being made on Rick's fate. And then they announced that right after the episode. You figure out all of these details, and then obviously Judith is at the end, much older, at the end of episode 5, so you kind of have a little bit of direction as to where the show is going. Again, I wish that we didn't know about this, because I spent months pissed off. Every freaking vlog, and you guys must have seen it, every vlog I made, I was like, oh my gosh, oh, Andrew Lincoln's leaving, I don't even know why, I should be excited for this season, and Angela Kang, new showrunner. I was going on about this all the time, and I think I'm more pleased that the outcome, we get the best of both worlds. We get Rick in these movies, maybe somewhere down the road, and I think this will happen, and I already said that, my whole theory about how I think the show will loop up back with the movies. That, Michonne, RJ, now that we know that there's a Rick Jr., older Judith, I think they're gonna meet up with Rick at some point. Like, would you really end the Walking Dead movies and the show without having those characters get back together and know that they're alive? Because everyone except Jadis and possibly Heath. Yes, I don't know if you guys heard about that, but Heath was apparently taken by the garbage people. Jadis was driving his RV that him and Tara were in for that supply run back in season 7. I guess they were using this as a method because Corey Hawkins wasn't around to play Heath. They used this as a mechanism to get him off the show, so he could be in the movies too. So we'd have 3 Walking Dead characters, Rick, Jadis, and Heath. The weirdest combination ever in these movies. I don't know if Corey Hawkins is going to be able to do it. Then again, it's a movie, so it's not really a show where you have to stay on the set for an extended period of time. So it's kind of funny that Corey Hawkins and Andrew Lincoln both kind of had the same situation. Isn't that kind of funny? Corey Hawkins was like, I'm filming 24 Legacy. I have other obligations. I can't always be on this show filming it. He didn't really have that many scenes. I mean, he had his scenes in season 6, and then he had 1 scene in season 7, and that was it. So maybe Gimple's like, all right, we're making this movie. Andrew Lincoln's kind of in the same boat. You want to jump on board. You're not going to be around forever. You're just going to be involved in this big helicopter mystery thing, and you'll still be added to the lore of The Walking Dead, and people who were bummed out about your character leaving get some resolution. Corey Hawkins probably like, okay, sounds good to me. So that is my conjecture about how that went, why that happened, and such, and so on and so forth. Someone commented, Brianne McCain. There's no E, so I'm going to say McCann. Hell yes, give Andy Lincoln a goddamn Emmy already. This was in response to, I was talking about how Andrew Lincoln I think he's deserved an Emmy for 9 seasons now. His acting, even in that final episode, in episode 5, just, dude, like, he's such a great actor. And I can say, the scene where I thought he deserved an Emmy for was where he's giving that speech to Deanna. When he gets in the fist fight with Pete, this is when they first go to Alexandria. Rick's waving the gun around. He kind of has like a Shane speech from season 2 where he's like, you don't know how things are and you got to live in the real world. That's where I thought he deserved it. Also, when Negan's is telling him to cut off Carl's arm, the whole snot bubble thing, just the blubbering and hysteria of being just, having 2 of his friends beaten to death and possibly having to chop off his son's arm, just... Dude, I could go on and on, but the guy deserves he more than just a freaking Saturn Award, man. Like, he deserves something, and I hope with these movies that he gets that recognition. I don't know if they're going to be like Oscar worthy. I don't know if they really fit into the movie category because they're AMC original films. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes. Let's see. We're going to keep going down here. Tested Twice says, I can almost guarantee that even... Oh, I think he added an extra word here. That even the writers themselves had no idea what the deal was with the helicopter last season. Seems like they just wing it most of the time, to be honest. Well, I don't know how far in advance, because keep in mind, Andrew Lincoln had approached Gimple and said, I want season 8 to be my last season. And I'm not sure if you guys heard the interviews about how this was supposed to happen, but apparently the helicopter was supposed to come and pick Andrew Lincoln up at the end of season 8, or he was supposed to bleed out under the tree and then just die. So Andrew Lincoln was really, like, the thing is, I was arguing for months and months, saying, give this man a contract extension, give this man more money, give Andrew Lincoln something that makes him want to stay on the Walking Dead television show and in this universe as this character. Because of the filming circumstances and the demand of being in Atlanta away from his family, I think Gimple Thier said that, well, the films was the only way that they could do this because it was different filming circumstances, probably not going to be in Georgia, might even be able to film remotely and be able to see his family. And it works because you get Rick, they appeased him, and they gave Rick what he wanted, they gave him more money, and everyone's happy, and he's not dead, and then you have this unpredictability about where he's going with this new helicopter group, and maybe how he's going to contribute to some resolution of the apocalypse, how he, again, links into the show, if they ever do a crossover between the movies and the show. They're being very quiet about all those details, but that was why they had the helicopter pop up in season 8, when Rick's walking to the junkyard and he sees it, and then when Negan is strapped to that board, and Jadis, like the helicopter goes overhead, Negan's like, what the shit? And then it just flies away. So there's that scene too. And then actually, when Rick first fights Winslow 1.0 with the spikes coming out of his head, when Rick, remember the really bad CGI backdrop when Rick stands up? And there's like a bird flying overhead, which people thought was a fucking UFO. It was a bird, all right? It was a bird. Tried to add realism to an otherwise unrealistic freaking green screen. When you look at a wide shot of the junkyard, you can actually see a helipad in the bottom left-hand corner. I don't know. Wait a minute. I gotta see if there's a photo of this. Walking Dead junkyard. Let me see. Walking Dead junkyard. Let's see. Oh, yeah. And not only that, there's right over Rick's shoulder. So I'm going to take a snappy shotty of this. Oh, yeah, this stupid image. People thought it was a fucking... Alright, so... This isn't even the right file. What the heck? I don't know if you guys can see it. Here, I'll try to zoom in a little bit here. Can you see it right here? Helipad. Right freaking there. That's the helipad. So without having to download this photo, yeah, helipad right there. Like in season 7, episode 10, they tease that. And then if there's another shot with Andrew Lincoln standing here, and I'm gonna zoom in again so you guys can see this. Let's see here. Can you see right where my mouse cursor is? It's really hard to see. Andrew Lincoln's kind of blocking it, but the RV is right there. So these are all their trash trucks. These are all the trash trucks. They drive to Alexandria. They run away. They don't have them anymore. So there's the solar panels back here, and then you have the helipad that's over here that's off camera. Oh, here we go. Yep, now you can see it much better. You see right here? This is Heath's RV. And then you got the helipads and all of the trash trucks. over here. I don't know. Is that supposed to be the sanctuary over there? Like, I'm trying to look in the background over here, which is kind of weird. But I don't know how the Saviors never bumped into this group. Maybe they just, like, didn't want to touch it because it was a junkyard. I have no fucking clue. But that's interesting to me. Hold on a minute. Let me... What the heck? You guys cannot see me right now. There we go. Doing this all on the fly, man. So, yeah. They teased that way. So, I guess to get your original point tested twice, I think in some ways they set these elements up to use them later. I think Heath was the prototype for this method of taking a character out of the show and then reincorporating them into the show later on. And I think they were going to use that helicopter group to reintroduce Heath originally. But then when Andrew Lincoln started talking about possibly leaving, they said, all right, we'll use it for Rick. And apparently Andrew Lincoln and Scott Gimple have been talking about this since season 4. They said this in Talking Dead. Since season 4, they've been talking about this. So, do I believe that? I mean, why would they lie? But at this, Gimple's always been like forward thinking, probably talking with Kirkman, because Kirkman just keeps writing these comic books, and I don't know where he's going to end them. The comic books are vastly different from the show at this point. The show is somewhat still, with the Whisperers now being introduced, they're still kind of going along the path. They're just using different characters. But we'll see where things go. Don Rule says, I think Rick Grimes is not in the same country without access to transportation via air, land, sea, nor long-range communications, and that's why radio's silent. I'd see that, and that is what I thought. Some people have said that 6 years go by, they think that Rick experiences amnesia, and he doesn't remember who his like that would be a cop out, because then he doesn't remember who he is, who his family is, who any of his friends is. For 9 seasons of work, from Atlanta to the farm to the prison to Alexandria, all of the things he's done, and he's just, I'm just gonna not remember any of it. That's kind of hard, because Jadis is with him, and she's a symbol of his old life. She was involved in the war against Negan, all of the deals he tried to make. I mean, and Heath, if Heath is an Alexandrian resident, so, I don't know. Lots of weird things, man. I don't know, because that would have to be the thing that makes the most sense. But again, Rick would not stay in this helicopter group just willingly. He would be like, I want to go find my family. 6 years go by, and he's still, he's he's willing to not see Michonne, Daryl, Judith. These are people that mean the world to him. I just don't see how, and I'm hoping the movies have a good way of explaining this, because I don't know, other than amnesia or another country where there's no transportation and it's kind of like an Alcatraz prison. Once you get taken by the helicopter, you never get taken back, and that's a done deal. Victoria D says, I want Fear the Walking Dead to merge too. I watched the first half of Fear the Walking Dead season 4, and I don't know. I got to see the conclusion of Nick and Madison's story, even though I skipped season 2 and 3 of Fear the Walking Dead. I only watched season 1. And then Morgan being back in the group. I guess Morgan's still alive at the end of season 4. Him and his group, they just want to go and help people. I guess he was going to go back to Alexandria, but then he decided not to, which I guess, since 6 years have gone by. That's another thing. What the hell's gone on with Morgan in 6 years? Is he still fucking alive out there? I don't know. I mean, Fear the Walking Dead is coming back for season 5, so we'll see. I've never really been interested in that show. I don't follow it. The second half of season 4 seemed pretty boring, so I just, whatever. I mean, I guess the whole plot of that second half was, oh no, there's a big storm and everyone's separated, and it just seemed pretty weak to me. Maggie is done for the season. Episode 5 was her last. We probably won't see Herschel. We'll probably see them in season 10. If Lauren Cohan gets her Whiskey Cavalier schedule, which is the other show she's working on, if she gets that schedule fixed and arranged where she can do both shows, I think it'll happen. Then you'll see an older Herschel, just like we've seen an older Judith, which is nice. I I see what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying, that, yeah, I mean, that was... And they just glazed over it, because and that's good, because Maggie kind of had, like, a big final scene, too. Like, her big confrontation with Negan, which is directly out of the comics, that happens way later on, but they decided to adapt it early on, because that's Maggie's biggest scene, other than just leading the communities and such. She's not really involved with the Whisperer War that much, even in the comics, so I think they felt like, it's not that big of a deal. In one of the upcoming episodes, Aaron and Jesus are talking, and Aaron says, Michonne and the group, they don't even know about Maggie. So I guess the explanation was that Maggie goes off to travel and help other groups with Georgie. You know, that woman, that really crazy, weird woman who has, like, the tapes and stuff? Or who gave her that booklet that says Key to a Future? Yeah, that's where that came from. So that's where she is, I guess, is their explanation. Let's see here. We only got a couple of more comments on the video that I made with my post reaction. Kim Younger, we don't know where the helicopter people are, maybe across the country, so he just can't easily go back, or he possibly could have amnesia. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. I don't know how you take him out of a story for 6 years without introducing amnesia. It's got to be either one of two things, amnesia or it's a prison. Or Rick is just so driven, like whatever responsibility or task or whatever this helicopter group is, he's got such an immense responsibility. He's willing to put his family on hold for 6 years and say, you know what, I got shit to do. But that also sounds kind of unlikely. Which sucks, because Rick is not going to be involved with the Whisperers at all, and he's like at the forefront. Like how in the comic book, Rick consults Negan. He's like, because there are major events that happen with the Whisperers, and he doesn't know how to deal with them, and it's a threat that really is a big it's a big deal, and so he's like, how the hell do we deal with this group? And now it's going to be other characters. Like, Rick's just never going to have contact with the Whisperers. By the time the Whisperers are defeated in season 10 or 11, like, I guarantee Rick will still not be in this show. All right, so I guess we got one more here from Cat Daddy 26. I wasn't surprised they traveled Rick on the helicopter. They've been foreshadowing it since season 1. Well, yes and no. I mean, it was a little symbolism they placed in that first season, and then they never reintroduced it. Like, it was never pertinent to, like, I mean, think about season 2. It was just about healing up Carl and living on that farm and the whole Shane, Rick, Lori triangle. I mean, it was just like this symbol they planted. They never did anything with it, and then they reincorporated it. I don't know, like, some people were asking that back in the first season. You can go back and see comment threads. People were saying, like, what was the helicopter? Was the helicopter real? Was Rick imagining it? Because Rick sees it, he asks the group, what, did you see it? And, like, no one has seen it. So was Rick just, like, imagining it, and then, like, it gets reincorporated? I don't know. See, again, that was a different showrunner. Frank Darabont, we know he had a different direction for this show, and he's been out of the show for years now. So, there's no way he was part of that original plan. There's no way he was in like, talking about making movies about this show 8 years ago. It's just absurd to me. And then I guess I can end with this comment. Damn, the Mexican American, okay, says, "Damn, I remember watching your season 5 reaction to this day," and that's really cool. That was my first reaction video ever in the spring of 2015. When I did a very brief reaction to that episode, where I chopped up and spliced up the video, and there was no, like, image of the video. It was just me and my friends reacting, which was really cool. So, Yeah, guys, I really appreciate your comments and support. I'm glad that I got a lot of good, great fans that are still watching my stuff. If you want any of your questions answered, I'll try to do like a midweek Q&A. I will be probably. I'd like to do more of these because we have this Sunday and the following Sunday, and then we don't have The Walking Dead till February. So I'm not sure if you guys realize that, but the whole Rick thing just kind of threw us all off because that felt like the mid-season finale. So we got all thrown off by that. So all right, well, thank you guys. Video went on a little bit longer, but I wanted to give everyone's comments a fair shake, and not slight anyone. So I'm glad that I got to everything that was on that video, that post-reaction video. I got to all those comments. So yeah, I appreciate all you guys commenting and just being very supportive. So yeah, I'll see you this Sunday, tomorrow technically, for that next reaction, and we shall go from there. Thanks. Or sorry, not reaction, review. I will be reviewing episode 7. I think it's called Stradivarius, but I'm not sure. I think so. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thanks. Peace out.